Hi, and welcome to your full moon in Gemini energy reading along with pick a card reading. Let's start with Gemini's key phrase, I think. What does this mean and where is it going to show up in your life this full moon cycle, and how can you use it to your advantage? Gemini energy loves communication. It is talkative, anyone, anywhere, and about anything. It is social, like the social butterfly. It is the wordsmith, the teacher, or TED talker. It is energetic and lively and hard to turn off at times. It is also an energy that lends to quick and intellectual thinking, and its motivation is centered around gathering and assessing as much information as possible. It is being concerned with knowing more and being so curious that it doesn't stop searching until the answer is found or figured out. And it must consider every option available before making a decision. However, I do want to mention that this fast moving energy, there is a tendency for indecisiveness or being easily distracted. And on the shadow side, it can bring out the smarty pants or the know it all energy. So, those are just a few things to be aware of. Now that we know what the Gemini I think energy is, let's take a look at where it is showing up for each zodiac sign. And as I always suggest, watch for your rising sign first because it will resonate the most. However, if you don't know your rising sign, you can watch for your sun sign. And if you want to book a personalized full moon reading based on your very own birth chart with the transits for this full moon in Gemini, I have a link to my website in the description box below. So, as we get started here, or just before we get started, actually, let's remember that full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second part, the pick a card of your full moon in Gemini energy reading. You just listened to the areas in your life that you want to release and let go in based on your rising sign or sun sign. The pick a cards are designed here to do in addition to that or in place of that. It's totally up to you what you feel you need to work on at the time, maybe what makes you more comfortable. It's totally up to you. So we have two piles. We have pile 1, which is this card or this red tiger eye crystal, or we have pile 2, which is this card and the blue lace agate crystal. Okay, so you choose the pile number, the card, or the crystal that calls to you, and we will get right into your reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1, this card, which we will flip over and read at the end after the live tarot, or this red tiger eye crystal. Okay, we're going to do an overall energy here because we're talking releasing and letting go. Mars, force. Well, Mars can be a little in your face sometimes. It is a very powerful, fiery energy. It's very enthusiastic and passionate and impulsive and outgoing and all of those things. So it can be a force to be reckoned with at times. We have Cancer, okay, which is ruled by the moon, 4th house. And we have Capricorn here, abolition and recovery. When your heart seeks liberty and your mind asks for mercy, free your spirit from mundane duties. Okay, so I'll just let you see the name of that card. So what I want to say, let's just look at this first before we get into the rest of the cards. This is releasing and letting go. For some of you, there's going to be multiple messages here. For some of you, maybe it is being too forceful, being too much up in the face of people or in situations, maybe being a bit too impulsive or a bit too extroverted. I mean, everything needs to be done in balance. So you can certainly you don't need to shut them down and turn all of those things off. You just need to find a balance with them. So releasing and letting go is the extra part of that Mars force energy, okay? For some of you, it could be with all of the emotions here of Cancer and water. It could be that you need to maybe be a little less emotional about things, okay? Which is the same as this. You still need it, but it needs to be in balance. And maybe that's what I'm seeing here. You need to release and let go of a bit of both of these to find the balance. It could also be that somewhere when it comes to home, family, okay, if we're thinking of like 4th house, which is your inner emotions, also how you feel secure, what you do to comfort yourself. Maybe there's something there that isn't jiving with you right now and you need to let it go. And you let it go so that you can replace it with what does work for you, okay? So I want to just start with those two. Let's bring out the rest of the cards. We have Be Real, full moon in Aquarius. We have Sun in Libra, Enjoy Life with Music, Love, and Romance, Harmony. We have Harvest Moon, which we just had, with Fruition. And Show the World the Real You, Full Moon in Aquarius. I want to say, Aquarius always, I will say, march into the beat of your own drum. Aquarius wants to be out taking the initiative. Aquarius wants to be fighting for a cause, fighting for the collective. And I don't mean literally fight, but you know what I mean? Like, they are very concerned about social groups and alliances and all of those types of things, like support systems. They're also very interested in humanitarianism and technology. Those are some of the things that deal with Aquarius, the 11th house. And it is and can be a very forceful energy. But then we have harmony here. And again, I feel, this is what I'm going to say for you, Pile 1. I believe this whole reading is kind of coming up in different ways about, yes, be yourself, be that force of nature, okay? Be that little Aquarian, letting your little freak flag fly. We all have one. Let that, be that, do that. But do it with harmony. Do it with nurturing and love and care. Don't be really forceful and just trampling over people, I want to say. Or even here with Aquarius, because it is a fixed sign. Or Capricorn, who's a bit of a controlling sign, right? It's hard to do that. It's hard to bring to fruition what it is that you want to accomplish if you're just right up in someone's face. I think that you really need to take on this Libra, balanced relationships, balance, and find the balance here between the two. I feel like that is your main message. That is, you need to release all of the more aggressive behaviors so that the more nurturing and loving and compassionate can shine through. So I think that's what you're releasing and letting go, is just maybe being too much up in the face, too much, just too much of too much at times. And we can all be that way, so do not feel bad if you're hearing this. It's not just you. We all have those tendencies. But that's what they want you to work on, and that's why you're hearing this message today. So let's get some tarot for confirmation, clarification, further guidance. We have Two of Wands, planning. Do you know what I like about that is this is you planning your path, right? We'll say this is you making plans, figuring out how it is that you want to do this, figuring out what is it specifically that I need to let go of. In other words, what triggers me to bring on that behavior. You're figuring that out and you're going to make a plan over this full moon or prior to, right? So that you can be specific about what it is that you want to release. Because you don't want to say, oh, I'm just too forceful, or I'm too independent, I want to release that. No, you need to have some independence. You need to find the balance. This is you planning out what exactly it is you need to let go of. Let's look here. I love it. Here comes another card of balance. The flow between the two cups with Temperance, right? Like, this is Well, I mean, she is the card of learning how to find balance and flow in your life. This is what your message, this is what they want you to let go of whatever it is that's holding you back. And it's this aggressive is the only word I can think of, really. It's the one that keeps coming to my head. Behavior, so that you can find more balance. Okay? Ace of Cups. I love this because we're talking about Cancer, a cup here. We're talking here about Libra and love and harmony and all of those things. And the Ace of Cups is satisfaction here on the card. Yes, we can think of it like that, meaning that you will be more satisfied and happy in your life if you're able to find that balance. But also the Ace of Cups is bringing joy in. It's bringing in the love and the compassion. It's finding the balance. Love this message for you, pile 1, for releasing and letting go. Let's look at this card that you chose, okay? I flow towards my goal. I am strongly protected as I go. Well, I love that we are talking about flow here, okay? And yeah, don't be hard on yourself, I want to say. Bring in that love and compassion and patience as you're working on this and figuring out specifically what it is that you need to let go of. It could be something that triggers you, okay? For some of you. But yeah, as you work on it and you're protected, meaning they have your back. They're going to help you with this. You just need to ask when you're releasing. You ask them to help you release it and to figure all this out even. God, source, universe, whoever it is that you go to for your higher guidance. Let's get one last card before we go, pile 1. Failure is only learning. I move with confidence and resilience. So I'm just going to say, for those of you out there that are going to take this to heart, and I do not want you to, because look, Spirit is not wanting you to feel bad about this. They want you to learn. Okay? Failure is only learning. Can we even call it failure? Maybe for some. Okay, fine. I don't know if I'd say failure necessarily. I would just say it's definitely something that you need to grow from. And when you grow from that, you're going to be learning, right? How not to do it again. You may even learn, and then you can share that with others as well. But have confidence in yourself that you're capable of this, because you are. You're not going soft because you're going to be letting go of a bit of that fiery, swordy type air energy, okay? You're not. Just be resilient as you're moving through this, okay? Pile 1, that is your reading for additional or in place of releasing and letting go for this full moon in Gemini. If you like this, enjoyed the cards, enjoyed the energy, please give me a thumbs up. If you know someone who may need to hear this, please share. I'm the conduit who brought it to you. You can be the conduit to give it to them. Or if you are new here, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you to my regular viewers. I appreciate your support. And I will see you next month in your new moon reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2, this card, which we will flip over and read at the end after we do our live tarot, or this blue lace agate crystal. It's tiny but beautiful, okay? So I'm just gonna put that over here. We are going to, like I said, have live tarot at the end. We're talking about releasing and letting go here. So we're gonna start with an overall energy of, Saturn return, age. With Chiron, the wounded healer. Aries and Taurus, this is the name of the card. And it is creativity and alchemy. Fortune and prosperity go hand in hand, as does your ability to sustain what you already have. Now, just based on these cards as I'm looking at them, we're releasing and letting go. So with Chiron, you can find that in your natal chart. I am an astrologer. I also do astrology readings. If you want to check out my website, it is linked in the description area. Chiron is the wounded healer. It is generational, so you're going to have it. People say born in a specific set of years are going to have the same Chiron wounding. And this, for some of you, if you're aware of what that is, this is coming up because maybe it's time to finally deal with what that wound is and release it and let it go. For others, it's Saturn. We just talked about this a bit in pile 1, where it's time to make a change and learn lessons, etc. Okay? Well, Saturn is all about learning lessons. And if you don't learn them in a Saturn return, they're brought back up for you. Okay? Because they're saying, all right, like Saturn does not give up. When we learned about Saturn, when I was doing my astrology courses, then Saturn is like, Saturn is just going to keep bringing it back to you over and over and over again, okay? So that you learn your lessons, all right? So that you fix what is broken and learn a lesson from it. That's just very simple and an easy way to put it in the context of this full moon releasing and letting go energy. So if there are some lessons, if you keep having situations that are coming up, pile 2, over and over and over again in your life, and they may even come up in different ways. Sometimes it'll be through a relationship, personal. Sometimes it will be through something that happens through your work. Sometimes it will be something that happens with a child, right? It can come in any way, but you're going to notice the pattern that, oh, this is kind of the same thing over and over and over again. It's just showing up in different situations. And with the fortune and prosperity go hand in hand. And it's the ability to sustain what you already have. It's kind of like letting go of that feeling that you just need more and more and more and more, okay? So we're going to start with that. Let's get to the rest of the cards. We have release your blocks. Well, okay, right there. First quarter moon in Scorpio. Release your blocks. Yeah. What's keeping you from releasing this Chiron wound? What's keeping you from learning the lessons of Saturn here? Something's blocking it. You need to figure out what the blocks are, okay? A change in your emotional life, moon and Scorpio transformation. Oh, they are really, I love to say it when it's happening, they are really like hitting this home for you, okay? Hitting the nail on the head, whatever else. Sometimes I'm bad with sayings, but I think I got that one right. Wisdom. And don't let pride get in your way. Okay, you guys, this is the message. It's very straightforward and clear. You need to release those Chiron wounded healer blocks, okay? You need to release the lesson, or whatever it is that's keeping you from finally giving in and releasing the lessons here. Is it pride? Is it ego that's keeping you from doing that? There's transformation that needs to change. And with the Chiron, it is your emotional life, okay? But it is also here in Saturn too, who's less emotional. But what I want to say here too with this wisdom, and it's a master number, you can look up master number 22, is you going within and you figuring out what those blocks are. When we do this work on ourselves, we can ask, right? So you're going to go to God, Source, Universe, or whomever it is on this full moon, the moon goddess, whomever, okay? And you're going to say, look, you're going to write it down, possibly even on paper, and you may burn it outside where you are not going to set anything on fire. It will be well protected and safe. Okay? I'm just saying that. Have some water with you. Or okay? Or you can rip it up into little pieces, put it into a garbage bag, but take that garbage out of your house, okay? It's that kind of, you're ridding yourself of it. This is you figuring out what it is and how to release it and let it go. You're going to ask them to maybe guide you through this. So if you sit quietly or sit in meditation, you'll be able to get that insight, hear that through intuition, okay? Or you may already just know yourself. Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it a behavior? Is it a situation? It literally can be anything for you, but they are very adamant that you are making a transformation when it comes to your Chiron and any of the lessons that you have not been, learning, basically. So, and look, I'm just as guilty as the next person for that. It takes time and patience and wisdom because you want to live the best life that you can live. So, and it takes time, and I've definitely gotten, I still have a few lessons I need to learn, but I've really learned a lot of them, and I'll tell you, you feel so much better for it, okay? So let's get some more clarification, confirmation here, pile one, to see what else you can do if they have further guidance for you even. The moon. Misinterpretation. I love that. That's what I'm going to say about the Saturn return lessons, okay? Or sorry, the Saturn lessons, not the Saturn return, is when they're bringing them back up for you over and over and over again. Is again, just a very simple way to put it in context to this releasing and letting go. It can go much more in depth than that, but not meant for this reading. But you may be misinterpreting the lessons like, oh, well, that's not real. That's somebody else's fault, right? That's not me. That's their fault. So, you're misinterpreting the situation when really the lesson is for you. It's not someone else's fault. Guilty, been there, done that. All right, 9 of Swords, trauma. Yeah. We can take this to the wounded healer, the Chiron. We can also take it to the fact that the 9 of Swords is your own, putting yourself in your own, the 8 or 9 of Swords, both of them, you're in your own self-imposed prison. And with the 9 of Swords, I mean, it's wreaking havoc on your mental clarity. You're worrying, you're upset, you're going over and over and over things in your head. You're unable to break free of it. It's giving you anxiety and you're losing sleep over it, right? They're saying this happens. It happens to all of us, but it doesn't need to happen if we are willing to release and let things go. And when we release and let things go, we make room in our lives for, think of it like cleaning out your house or cleaning out your junk drawer. You get rid of what you don't need so that you can bring in and put in that drawer what you do need, okay? That's the best way to think of it. And if you're holding on to all of this, there's no room to bring in the new stuff. 7 of Pentacles. Oh, I love that. Look, vision. But also the 7 of Pentacles is you have choices, which means there are, I'm going to say, seven different ways. All right. For you, there could be more, there could be less, but I like to go with the 7 for the 7 ways for you to do this, for you to plant those seeds of what it is that you want to bring in, and therefore, you're going to know what you're releasing and letting go so that you can plant the seeds, nurture them, watch them grow. Okay, pile 1, let's look at this card you chose. I accept renewal and delight in fresh starts. Well, I don't need to say anything else about that. That's perfect. Okay. One more. Beauty raises my vibration. I seek it out for healing and joy. Yeah, vision. Start seeing wisdom. letting your pride not get in the way, the beauty of this butterfly, right? When you look for beauty, peace, you know, tranquility, harmony in the world, it does. It brings you healing. You can also call on, I want to say here with the green, it's making me think for your Chiron. You may also want to call on Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing of what it is that you need to let go of. They're there, they're waiting. All you need to do is ask and then start the work on your own end. So pile 1, that is your message for what you can do in addition to what maybe you've already heard. Or instead of, okay, if this resonates more. I appreciate your time. If you're a return viewer, thank you for your support. If you're new, please subscribe to my channel. If you really like these cards, if you like the way I read the pick a card here for the new and full moons, please give me a like. A thumbs up if you like the cards, whatever the energy, whatever it is that I'm doing. If you like that, please show your support. And if you know someone who may need to hear this message, please pass it along to them, okay? I brought it to you, and now you can be the conduit to give it to someone else. Thank you so much, and I will see you next month in your new moon reading.